gotta be honest, Kev, I'm looking at this map veto, and I don't feel too bad for AVANT. At the same time, though, it's like I said, these are the 5 maps that these teams play all the time against each other, against other teams. They're reasonably comfortable on them. It's a pretty decent map pool. And like I said, Order, the more consistent team in terms of the chemistry at the moment, just having that built up, looking at the GG bet odds, it's favouring Order. I think that's what you'd reasonably be expecting at this point. But AVANT, just looking at the history of the team, the maps that they've been strong on, if they can get things rolling on Dust2, on Nuke, then they can look pretty good. And already Sterling, I don't even know what to say about that, man.
That's just some individual brilliance. That's the bomb lost, and Ricky is on the other side of the map.
Just a round over.
Yeah. Has spotted him out, and it's just a case of a clean shutdown from AVANT. And Sterling just pushing in like that, no utility being supported as well. That's a good start. You'd like that if you're AVANT. I guess reflecting a little bit on those odds as well. Obviously, the history is that you'd be favouring Order at this stage. That is a nice little start for Sterling, and I like seeing a little bit more of that. I was saying that Sterling definitely needs to get more aggressive. Otherwise, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of the case of he just gets blown out of the server sometimes if he's just playing so passive.
That's just a weird round to start it off, as you do have a pretty big individual play from Sterling. But I think that's a pretty good thing for AVANT in this particular map. That's a player that you want to start getting brimming with confidence. Get him off on the right foot, get him that 4K nice and early on, so that when he does start getting that AWP, does start getting himself rolling, he can have some pretty big impact on this game. Order not buying up, just going for the single save. Have seen Order throwing this like big-esque execute, where they take the short control, throw that deep smoke over towards crossover, as well as the CT spawn and progression smokes on catwalk, and try to get into the site when they have like that 2K buy. This time they don't go for it. They just take the single save and go for the rifles in the next.
Just Sterling going to be holding off for now. Blitz does need to rotate across the elbow, and Sterling, I don't know if he's going to be able to spot anything out there. Definitely playing very passive right now. Noise is going to be made as the T is going to be exiting out. Blitz hasn't rotated just yet. Going to come just a little bit too far, but it's only Glocks at the end of the day. And Sterling should be in the position to try to hold on. Don't think the bomb plant's going to go down. M4 is going to be in a retrievable position. So not too harsh, as Sterling's off to a pretty good start so far, 7-1. But out comes the rifles now. No money for an AWP.
Sterling is the key player, really, for AVANT on Dust2, I would say. The man could just win rounds single-handedly, specifically on this CT side with that AWP. 3 MP9s carried over for AVANT. Pretty good utility distribution across the board. Order. A lot of players heading towards this B side of the map pretty quickly here. Need to see if they're going to go for a bit of a contact play. This B side of the map definitely has been the weaker of the two for AVANT, at least in recent times. I feel like Hazard's been kind of getting abused in a lot of these games. But for the time being, it does seem like Order going to start to make their way toward lower here. Boost up for that mid to B play. You see Sterling pushed up on towards that CT box, so if any of them run up the ramp, he's going to be able to do pretty good work. And it does seem like Order might be going for a bit of a mid to B play.
Molly. Oh, it's going to be a smoke that's going to be deployed. Sterling heads down, but APOC doing a lot of damage as Hazard's going to come out forward as well. If Sterling can get the timing right now, could definitely assist, as Hazard's doing a great job locking down this B site. Sterling won't push out through the smoke just yet. He's going to be isolated away by Ricky, as now Alistair will be able to get the package down. 3-on-2, but they still need to flush out Ricky. Alistair's going to be playing Overwatch right now. Smoke and flashbang to work with. Guns being exchanged back and forth by AVANT at this stage, and the question is how they're going to be clearing out this sector. Is anyone going to check close? No one's going to check close, and that's Ricky going to be spraying all 3 down, punishing AVANT for lack of protocols. First gun round goes in the favour of Order.
Nicely done. Do AVANT force up here? Hugh at 3.5. Sterling's on that double eco territory. He's just going to go for Deagle armor. APOC bought himself an AWP, which he has been using that AWP to pretty good proficiency. Although a little inconsistent towards that mid to B. So in one good game, one pretty lackluster game from him on Dust2 in this current iteration of AVANT. He's actually going to hold on to it. Order looking like they want to speed things up towards Catwalk. Long test between Jyra and the rest of AVANT. He does concede that, but now Order pick up the pace towards Cat.
And the AWP's already been lost. Blitz, though, going to be dropping a defensive smoke. They're going to spot that out. They're going to try and spray through, close in on the distance, but Valiant is very, very aware. This force by 4 people out, not going to work. Sterling's going to try to retrieve the AWP and back away in time. So much pressure, though, as he needs to pick off Gyro on the extremity. Hazard just making sure no one hunting through that long position. Holding onto this AWP going to be absolutely critical right now for AVANT.
If he can do it, it's kind of in a difficult position towards long here. Order with 5 alive. Do have the potential to hunt. You're already seeing Gyro start to go for it. Just B-hops out of the doors. Sterling just letting them run past him.
Oh, it doesn't suspect that Gyro has gone back to the long corner. 2-all, and an eco that has to come out for AVANT.
Very curious that APOC holds onto that AWP in that round there. I would be giving that to Sterling every single day of the week and just taking the deagle myself. And I feel like if, I don't know, could have been the same situation. If Sterling had it, he might have just got one beat over there on the cross, but who knows? He's pretty good in that position. Would have liked him to have his hands on it. End of the day, AVANT's actually forcing up here. They're going to take that double save. In the past, AVANT has really been that team that relies on that double eco into the 3rd round bye where they can have those double AWPs, where they can have the full utility. And I think this is a bit of a return to the norm for them on CT side of Dust2. Once they lose control of their CT economy, they take the double save to make sure that they have all of the utility and access to everything that they need rather than going for that lackluster buy. Because let's be real, on the CT side of Dust2, utility is king. Double AWPs are very important, so your economy has to be nice and strong before you go for that buy.
Looks like Order just going to be grouping up for this B-side hit after dropping some early mid-utility. Hazard's already been tagged down quite low here with the Deagle, though, which means that it is going to be relatively easier for Order just to make this contact play work out. And Hazard's going to be spotting out players running forward. Still alive for now. Also have Ricky that's just going to be holding on to T-Spawn, just trying to be a bit of a nuisance.
Seems like Order's navigating their way through this round pretty nicely. AVANT, they don't need to try and force the issue, try to win the round outright. Instead, they're just looking to do damage, maybe recover some guns, make Order a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, any damage right now is going to be absolutely great. There's Alistair. Going to be assisted by Valence as Ricky, under a bit of pressure, is going to be bailed out. Was under the pump from a couple of pistol members coming out from long, but he's able to hold on quite nicely. This is going to be great for the T-side economy.
Oh, that's fantastic. Already they've got a fair amount of money in the bank now, Kev, and they've just dealt with that force buy quite nicely. AVANT will have to take another save after this. You're seeing Sterling holding on to some extra cash as well as APOC, because these are the two that will want to purchase those AWPs in that next round. But if Order deal with that force buy very, very nicely, and they even deal with the following round's save just as well, you will see their economy start to skyrocket, start to get out of control, and that's where things get difficult for AVANT. That's where you need to see AVANT surviving with a lot of players alive, winning these rounds with 3 to 4 players alive pretty consistently to make sure that they're building up that money. Otherwise, they threaten that economic reset. I think that's a progression smoke towards Catwalk. Thrown out there by Order, as well as the Molotov onto short. Actually, it's a smoke for Catwalk, so they actually want to smoke AVANT into Cat and slowly take control there. That's interesting. Haven't seen that.
Stella's going to be a little bit off timing, but Valence is there to bail them out. So a bit of a mid-crunch coming out from Order. At the end, though, only losing a single rifle. You're going to be pretty happy with that if you're Order.
Yeah, it got pretty dicey, though. You see it, so many of those players copped quite a bit of damage. Definitely did catch them off guard, but just not converting enough of those kills there, AVANT, given that they didn't really have the firepower to be doing so. Now comes the buy. Double AWP straight out for AVANT. Full utility on those riflers. No kits, though. 0 kits purchased after a double eco is cause for concern. If this gets into the late round and AVANT have to perform a retake, they're going to be in a bit of a rough situation. Nice tag to start things off from APOC. Whittling down Alistair. Going to really temper down his aggression when he's on low HP like that. Another nice nade as well. 50 damage onto Gyro. AVANT getting in really good chip damage. They've already secured that long control order, though, and they're going to just walk back towards long, maybe try to execute this A bomb site.
But look at this setup for AVANT over here at short. 3 people in this position right now. Not something you see every single day.
Oh, they've made the decision to contact walk up. There's the double smokes on the cross. Should be flashes over the top of car. You're going to throw out a one-way, try to play on top of those little sacks, I guess you would call them, or toward the little sacks. Some counter flashes coming out. Order slowly progressing up. Flashbang over car from Alistair.
Great flashbang, but Valiant is just playing counter flash as well. It's going to mean that Humongous trying to push out through the timing. It's not going to work out. Bit of a miscommunication. Alistair dropping that smoke and that molly. I think they might be aware that Blitz might be over at Ninja's. Little Brett has been spotted out. And Hazard, shift walking up through CT spawn as well. Will be doing quite well. But Valiant, this is all the Valiant show right now in these buy rounds. He's really exploding right now. And Sterling just trapped over here in short, just looking to make his way out of a poor situation once again. But this is exactly what I mean, is every single time I feel like AVANT, they're just unable to get Sterling in these positions, and whether it's just from maybe just not wanting to take maybe a couple of risks or Order doing very well to nullify that risk, I'm not too certain.
Just going swimmingly for Order. There's no other way to put it, really. Their T-side economy is absolutely skyrocketed. They've already had 2 anti-ecos that they've been able to convert. Or 3 maybe even now. Did they get the pistol? I can't even remember. It's been too much Counter-Strike the last week and a bit. Yeah.
Sterling got 4 kills at long.
Yeah, that's right.
Crisp, clean shots.
So 3 anti-ecos they've had. Now they're going to get another one. So Order's just being handed T rounds. And this is the bit of the downside to play that passive economic approach on that CT side and build up that loss bonus from time to time. Is you're just gifting Order a handful of rounds. And it's not just about the rounds either. Look at their money as well. Their potential to just buy and just throw absolutely misc T-round plays at AVANT that just catches them off is pretty phenomenal at this point. There's no, like, disincentive to just run down mid if you're Order with the AWP holding the line and just fast mid to B split. Because if it doesn't work, you just go, oh, well, let me just wipe my tears with all my money, buy again, and just go back to a default approach or try something different. And that's where it gets hard to read as AVANT.
This is a good read for AVANT right now. They've got the AWP in the correct angle. Shoulder pick to allow Alistair on the angle. Nice little shot from Sterling. It's actually going to be a full B-side commitment as Stiller's going to go down as well. Blitz able to find a bit of a peek through the edge of the window, and that's around now. And AVANT suddenly able to stay alive in as Blitz. Nice eagle shots coming forward as Gyra just can't land the shots. It's the hand cannon that's doing the work at the end of the day for AVANT. AWP and Deagle, which one's the better one?
Seems like Deagle at this point.
Well, it's going to go a little bit far. I'm just cheering and hoping that Blitz is able to get the shot, but look at this net. AVANT grabbing all these little weapons right now. Yeah. And Hazard, that's a nice little shot to close things off. I mean, Blitz able to just absolutely rail 3 people in a row. And you say they can wander around, but you still can't do that against AVANT at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's just one of those rounds that I haven't seen for a while for AVANT. It's something you get in this matchup quite often because both of these teams are so strong on the Deagles and the Pistol Forces, the half buys. But that's a massive impact play from Blitz. So no, that's the way you want to be starting. That's the thing though, Order, they've been allowed to build up so much money that when they lose a round like that, they just buy again, you know? There's no punishment as such. They're just going to go straight into B here. It's been left open for AVANT. They might even consider saving here.
Something's got to give at the end of the day. Blitz looking to try to find a few timing shots through the smoke. Not going to work out as Order just going to be dropping a bit of utility, making sure everything's safe. And Alistair posted up at top mid, going to be continuing the good work. Didn't even see APOC. And pretty much just wiped him off the server about less than 5 seconds in.
Bomb plant for Order going down. Looking to try to hunt as much as possible. Alistair's lost his life going aggressive up on Catwalk. So I think that's the AWP dropped.
Might be an opportunity for AVANT to actually grab the double up. You can see Sterling actually drop one further back. And he is just trying to juggle it back and forth to allow AVANT to get the double up and running.
Nice. Never hurts. help out the economy. It's something they want to be going for anyway.
But I do feel like the double up setup is very susceptible to a faster style of play that can come out from Order if they do decide to, or if they read the situation and realize that, hang on, AVANT have the double AWP, what utility do we use to get quickly into a site, to nullify the angles and play retake from
That's
there.
where it's got to be Hazard having a much better performance today on Dust2 because he's been a bit of a liability on that B site, at least in this tournament. He's a little inconsistent. And when you have that site anchor that's a little bit more on the inconsistent side, it's, you know, kind of a weird dynamic, right? Because sometimes if he's feeling it, if his aim is on point and he comes into the series confident, Order might contact play into B and just get absolutely shut down. But if he's not feeling confident, he might just die for free and AVANT will have to save. So that's where the individual performance on that CT side, that anchor needs to be playing relatively solidly. Order, they take that long control very quickly. They also have Ricky sort of poking around middle, seeing what he can make happen. Ricky's really come into his own towards this lurk role, particularly on Vertigo. He finds such consistent picks. You even see him pressuring Renegades pretty nicely. You know, it's like usually ins and hats over towards that bomb site.
Not easy duels to win,
No.
especially against some players in phenomenal form right now.
Yeah, definitely not. Really enjoying him watching him play this style on Order.
But my question is, how well can Order convert these lurk picks? Because we've seen it so many times where Ricky does really well to get this pick. Oh.
Hasn't overextended. He's made his way up catwalk. Now you see the smokes on the cross coming out from Order. Walking up the wall. Oh, what a nade from Sterling. Great utility damage there. Hugh's got a nade in his hand as well. Just wondering where to throw it.
He might drop it at the right time. It just depends when the smoke fades. 3 people waiting here from Order. And Humongous, he's now going to drop the HE grenade. It's gone a little bit too far to get any further kills, but that bomb's lost out in the open. Smoke's faded. A bit of an interesting one coming out from Order.
Yeah,
I don't know what to think about 3 people waiting in the smoke there.
I understand that that's a very common thing to do, and that's something that works quite often. Are they? They're not going for this. Surely they're not going for this.
Ricky just crouch peeked and just got the headshot to Sterling. That's actually the A side open.
Oh, he's going to flash the cross. They're going to try and retrieve that bomb. You see Ustillo going in for it. He takes the door. Alistair's found a pick, but Blitz retaking this short control. I don't think this is happening here for Order. Not enough time.
No, Alistair's going to have to back out. He's still looking to go in, looking to do some economy damage or just drop down. He is going to go down at the end of the day. AVANT can't really keep the double up setup working, but that was a nice little nade coming out from Sterling. And I just don't know really what to make of that from Order at the end of the day.
Surely there has got to be a more consistent way to win that round than 3 of you crouching in the smoke. There has to be. But, you know, we're just casters, man.
I don't know.
I know it's a popular thing to do at the moment, and I know why it's strong. You know, the engine, if you're inside the smoke, you usually see your opponent first. But I feel like, you know, that's just such a misplay, isn't
on
it?
the cross when there's a double AWP. I'm just, maybe in hindsight.
It's happened. Let's not go on and on and on about it. We got more gun rounds to be watching, as we do love to get on a tangent, Kev, but that's a pretty nice shot, and I think it's worth talking about. A one-man advantage here for AVANT. They drop the utility behind it, and they fall back into some safer positions. Some good fundamentals, but Order, they're going to try and convert by going mid to B in this 4-on-5. Usually a pretty high percentage play.
All right, I was going to say where the second mid smoke is going to be. Just dotting the I's, crossing the T's, but they still need to get rid of APOC in this AWP. But Alistair times that to perfection, and now Hazard's going to be tested. Hazard, though, coming close, trying to get the spray down. It's going to be tagged through the edge of the wall, and Astillo might be able to find the timing as well. So Gyro has been picked off in the meantime. And Ricky is still trying to make this lurk work out. He's going to hear that drop. Still is actually come in a position as well to try to bail out Ricky from a bit of a poor scenario, but I don't know if Stilo's been heard out. Doesn't matter. Crosshair placement, absolutely sublime.
AK versus M4. The classic. Dink for dink. Can't go pound for pound against an AK.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
Every version of Counter-Strike.
And then you had the AUG for all about 2 weeks.
We don't have the AUG unless we're watching Invictus Gaming, in which case we have the AUG, but we don't have utility.
What do you mean? Gun's a bit more expensive. Where do the flashbangs go?
Where's the Molotovs go?
How
Look,
could
I
this
am
have
playing.
happened?
I am playing the B side. Again, we're getting onto a tangent. I am playing the B side on Inferno. Who needs a Molotov?
But those are just one of the rounds where it's just, for AVANT, they had the advantage and they just couldn't capitalize. And Order did so well. That was just really down to Alistair getting that shot, really opening up that valve in terms of the B site, and they just flooded in from there. And look, it is still going to be a double up setup up and running for AVANT.
Oh, APOC chooses not to take that angle. Fast out long from Order. AVANT does contest. The counter flash is in. Hughes trying to get in the face of his opponents, but Gyro pushing through the smoke. He's making so much impact here.
He's gotten 2 picks. Do they know where Humongous is, though? They do. Though Gyro's just gone a little bit too far with no smokes on the cross, which means it brings it back down to a 2-on-2.
Yeah, they're going to double smoke the cross in here, Order. Get across towards that bomb site. Try to get into a post plant. Alistair barely makes it across. APOC's holding this line on short.
That said, Alistair just tapping it once, and Ricky's going to be covering the smoke. Ooh, Molly goes a little bit deep, and they've spotted out Hazard as well.
Oh, the Molly into elevator. Ricky's just spamming him out of position. Did it land in the smoke?
Oh, it's landed a little bit too far, and Hazard's actually utilized it.
Oh, he's going to flash Ricky on the line. He's going to hold APOC while Ricky dives in for this kill on towards Hazard.
Flashbang not good enough to push him off the line, but Hazard still comes out on top. APOC trying to find the angle at the stage. And Alistair needs to try to isolate 2 one-on-one duels.
Oh, APOC's just left him out on an island here, Kev. Hazard's just got to hide in this smoke and buy time for APOC to walk in towards Long Hut. Alistair's looking for Hazard. He's surely got to know he's in the smoke. Barely misses a millimeter.
Oh, well played coming out from Hazard and APOC at the end of the day. A bit of hide and seek through the edge of the smoke. And that's what AVANT really needed. Just some of the individuals stepping up there. That was a bit dire, a bit of a tricky situation as Gyro was able to push through the edge of the smoke and really get rewarded with a few kills. But trying to cross out in the open like that, APOC's going to take every single opportunity, and they were able to hold on from there.
Money's cooked here for Ordered. Really scraping the bottom of the bank account. It's interesting that Valiance has opted for a Galil instead of an AK when he's got 1300 there. Very, very fast play up towards short. Seems like Order wants to get a very quick A split on towards the cars. They're going to leave Ricky to lurk out long on a timing that suits him, while the rest of Order get ready to try to throw this A side execute that's been working quite well for them. AVANT getting a little bit more comfy. They throw that smoke. Order just goes straight through it. What is this?
Oh, but the AWP is taken out. But Blitz just trying to play this elevator position. Unfortunately, not heads down enough. Then the AK is going to be able to get the pick. And now out comes the lurk as well. Humongous, absolutely no chance picking that one up.
Oh, Ricky.
That's the A site for open. And once again, Ricky is just so good at finding these timings.
Every time, man. In that lurk roll, it's got to be so annoying. And you just see so many situations where, like when he was in towards mid doors and Blitz was on the other side of the doors, he just didn't push. And the reason for that is he knows his place within the team structure. When Order is pushing the site and pulling rotations and applying pressure to the opponent, that's where you see Ricky go in. It's just, that's what you need from your lurk player. You need that experience. You need that decision making. He needs to be able to know, okay, this is when I push because of this reason. Go for those high percentage plays. And again, he's found that key opening. Not saying key because Order necessarily needed it, but really just does help out. Puts you over the top when you're just getting those free additional picks just due to your lurk player. And it's, you know, it's not high fragging style, but every kill is big impact.
There you go. Alistair, 1.16 rating versus AVANT. I haven't seen it just yet, but
I would dare say it would be higher if he wasn't a bit hot and cold, at least as of late.
I'm just an Alistair fan at the end of the day. Let's be real. If he's not dropping 30s, I don't care. Alistair will drop 30s eventually and has it. That's a nice little HE grenade as Blitz is also able to deflect some aggression. Said out comes the B-site push at the moment. Hazard's deploying this defensive utility. All of AVANT now going to be rotating across and has up 1-for-1. APOC's also been spotted out through the edge of the smoke, trying to push in a little bit early before the flashbangs can be deployed. And Blitz trying to push through a Molotov. I mean, he's able to get one, but at the end of the day, Sterling also is going to be dropping that Molotov to deny the bomb plant deep inside.
Oh, it's going to go right on top of Valiant and flush him out of the corner here. He deploys a smoke to save his life. Nicely played.
Valiant's just going to be dancing around. How has Valiant's gotten the better as Sterling? Now it's all down to Humongous. He's had a shocking game so far, trying to find the pick, screw the timing, but that's not going to work against the man who tears AVANT apart. And Order now poised to take this 10-5 lead into the half, and AVANT contesting with pistols into this final round. And you were saying that B-site susceptibility, we've seen it again.
Yeah, to some extent. I think Hazza really made the best of a bad situation there. He did get that one pick. He bought time for those rotations. You saw a lot of AVANT players in position, and he's having an okay game for himself. But he doesn't really have much utility support. He's really creating a lot of those opportunities himself, and I don't think the majority of AVANT really got a whole lot done with that time that he was able to buy for them.
This is a bit of a cheeky angle coming up from APOC, and might be able to catch out the head of a player coming up from Xbox. There it is. It's a nice little cheeky angle. It's going to be rewarded for that.
It's a man advantage for AVANT. They've got a scuffed buy, so they need every edge they can get here, Kev. Order seems like they're going to slow things down. Going to go take that long control. Underarm smoke from Valiance. Going to try to get up towards Catwalk. Blitz very brave, playing this off angle. Joined by Hugh now.
All down to timing at the end of the day. And Estillo is just going to chill out and just wait a little bit longer. Make sure his presence is hidden.
This could still be around for Order. You see Estillo coming out on the timing, checking top mid, but I think he might have just missed Blitz, and now he's going to go in towards doors. Not sure if Blitz has seen that. Humongous all alone on this side of the map. Estillo throws out that mid to B smoke. They start crossing. Hugh's got to make some work happen here.
He's going to have to make some Deagle Magic 3 shots, and Alistair with the AWP misses the first shot, whips out the sidearm, and Estillo also making that impact felt at mid. Safe at the doors, drops the fire grenade. He's going to be flashing himself on the cross as well. Alistair's going to be happy as a lark, just holding on to that angle for now. Sterling going to be flashed off one more time. He's still being an absolute nuisance, but he's got to accelerate the timing at this stage. Has a Molotov to work with. And Estillo, the bomb's not planted for him. He's going to get this pick onto Sterling, but all Hazza needs to do is stick it. He's got no kit. But Estillo is going to be racing. He has to get the jump shot. I don't know if he can. He's going to be trying. And there it is. The defuse is going to go for AVANT. So at the very least, a serviceable CT half for AVANT going into the T side.
Sleeping on the floor again. We never sleeping on the floor again. For the ones who didn't make it out, for the ones that didn't see the life, for the ones that never cared, never gave a thought, found no happiness in that brand new car or the house you bought. I see you talking about the love you lost, and it was gone like way before you ever thought it was. Yeah, I took my time, no quick ones, quick run, quick guys to get back there. Hot roads, I didn't think I'd come back fast, cause I was running round so many nations. Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. This is such a ghostly revelation. I it's not the end, but the road, and you won't even get it. Been around the globe, looked around, nothing fitted. Seen high and lows, but you won't even get it. Been around the globe, think it's time to admit it's not the end, but the road.
Six to 9. Some people might say it's a nice score, but for AVANT, definitely not nice enough coming out from that CT side. Order now going to be on the defensive as AVANT looking to pressure along early on.
Yeah, they take that control very quickly. A double setup towards Car. Usilo potentially going to be baiting for Alistair here as AVANT get those cross smokes ready. Gyra getting in position over there towards that goose area. Big fight towards long here.
Yep, and Pistols, the crossfire set up quite nicely from the USPs, but so far, 2 for 2 trade. Hazard going to be on the entry. Smokes, though, are going to be fading in the next 5 seconds. They do need to get across. Ricky ready to lurk out as Hazard, he's picked up all the kills so far for AVANT in this round. And we're talking about the man stepping up. Ricky also copying a stray 9mm. It's going to make it a bit easier for these Glocks to do some work. That said, Valiant's pushing out. Sterling and Hazard combining forces. It's all down to Ricky.
Looking like it's going to be a pistol here for AVANT, and of course it is. Both Sterling and Hazard having a pretty good performance here for AVANT, and they're doing pretty nicely. 6 rounds on that CT side. It's not bad. So we take a look at the GG bet odds. Still favouring Order for the time being, but with AVANT getting that pistol round, I'd say they're well and truly into the game now. Order buying up here. Deagles and armor. Seen them make this work before, even in this matchup earlier on. I think even in the game against Renegades on Vertigo, had a lot of Deagle force buy wins. Alistair holding a bit of extra cash for that AWP in case they want to buy in round number 4, should this not work out for them. Very centralized hold from Order here, mostly stacked up towards Catwalk, towards middle. Perhaps expecting AVANT to go for a bit of a play towards Catwalk. And they do get that Xbox smoke out for AVANT. So this will probably incentivize Order to stick with the stack and also provide a bit of cover to lower tunnels as AVANT start to make their way towards that B side of the map. Should be granted a free B bomb site. And if I was Order, I would really like to see them just save the Deagles and armor, really. Not try to push the issue too much past getting a couple of exits.
It does depend if Valiant and Asilla are able to get a few picks now. They might push the issue, but 2 rifle shots pegged back forwards. This is just back and forth at this stage. Once again, the sidearms just doing absolute work and patience from Valiance.
Yeah, you're seeing Jara starting to slide onto the angle, but dealt with by Sterling. Valiance now knows he needs to push, needs to make something happen in this 1-on-2.
Just going to wait for the bomb plant to be tapped for now, and Valiance going to try and look for the timing to slot in, but he's been spotted out. So he's got to cross over to the box as well. Perfect position to be playing this post plant from. So retrieve the Galil, spotted out the head of Sterling.
Oh,
Valiance take at least one duel, but Humongous just crab walking. Will secure that one-on-one clutch. A very dicey round for both sides. There's great shots being exchanged, but AVANT will stay on top for now.
I think a lot of that round comes down to the fact that AVANT just throws out that B doors smoke quite late as they're coming into the site. Maybe just chuck that a couple seconds earlier. You won't have so many issues crossing into the site, and that round doesn't look even as close. And that takes a bit of a toll on their economy as well. Bit of a fight towards long. Just Jara getting that one shot to the body with the Deagle.
Oh, Ricky though has managed to pick off Blitz in the meantime on the lurk, so these pistols still doing a bit of damage and a bit of work. Jara just looking to chip in. USPs at long distance, so not going to be too great. As you can see, utility has been lined up. Smokes to just cover the cross for now. Should be Pretty routine cleanup from here. I think Ricky just looking to try to go in for the Zeus. Not going to work at that distance. As you can see, APOC going to be just keeping the spacing nice and away. So at the end of the day, it's tied.
Yep, buy around here for order. 5 sets of head armor, but APOC doesn't hold on to the Mac 10, so it's only really the Galil that is going to be a factor in terms of those head armors being purchased. Some quick smoke onto Xbox. Alistair getting aggressive in towards lower, just pushing out.
You love it. You love to see it. Even though AVANT have this T side mid-control, or long control, should I say, Alistair, lower dark right now, posted on one of the more aggressive angles that you can see.
Seeing the pressure from Valiant in terms of the utility, he Molotovs in towards the right side of upper, but Humongous warming up these last couple of rounds. A bit cold on that CT side, given that Order only really gave him much action when they went towards long, which was pretty limited. With that man advantage, AVANT, they actually vacate the tunnels. APOC keeping tabs on middle, but he's surrounded by 3 CTs at the moment. A bit of an awkward exchange.
It's just all down to timing at this stage. I don't know if you spotted Ricky just entering into tunnels, but they're not going to expect Gyra over here. As Gyra holding close, looking to find the timing, but he's been spotted out by Sterling, who's doing and just clearing these sectors so carefully. APOC as well as Ricky, a bit of a standoff right now, back to back or back to front. I don't know, it's a bit reversed down over here.
91-1 for Gyra. It's a sad state of affairs. Ricky gets cleaned out by APOC as well.
It's all down to Astillo to try to hold on to this A site for now. Valiance is trying to spray through the smoke, but if AVANT just staggered out like this, Sterling's low, they're lining up. Oh, Astillo has just torn this A site attack to shreds as AVANT have cooked it, and now Blitz looking to get aggressive. He answers back onto Valiance. He knows Astillo was close at A ramp, so he's going to tap it once. Astillo going to be holding the angle at the moment. M4 versus AK as Blitz. He's going to clutch it back.
Just a little too spread out there, Order. Unfortunate timing for them means that they can't convert a 2-on-5, which they really had no business winning anyway.
Astillo did so well to bring it back from there, but Blitz just did one better. He just went, that's all right. Tricky situation, but I can bail the boys out. And AVANT back in the lead, or is this the first time they're in the lead? Not too certain.
Since maybe the pistol of the first half.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they've been in the lead, but now definitely a chance to kind of close things up.
He still has been so clutch this tournament, man. So many sick multi-frags from this man. You absolutely love to see him in great form.
Well, this is the part where you can just go, like, you have your personal stats person. I heard if you work as a commentator for at least 6 months, you can actually go, hey, stats guy, could you let me know who has won the most 1vx clutches in the Oceanic region so far for ESL One Cologne? And there will be an answer in about 2 to 3 rounds. How good is that? But you have to be a commentator for more than 6 months.
Ah, okay. It's like an exclusive club or something.
Very much so.
There you go. AVANT's won both pistols, which is interesting to note. I think they've been converting pretty regularly as well. Let's have a look. They lost 3rd round and then Order won on a bit of a streak, but they did take both pistols. And they're still quite even in terms of score. So now is where you're starting to see them be a little bit more solid in terms of the gun rounds. Order, they've got this half buy. Can't count them out with the Deagles. They've been pretty sick with them this tournament. AVANT, they've taken that long control. They're threatening to push in towards long, having Molotov'd out car and just vacating that area. But Order, they don't have what they need to be able to go retake that map control. So they're just going to have to hold on. Now Ricky going to start to hear some of these footsteps coming out. It was where you see Order start to shift towards short.
Oh, Sterling lands a nice little shot though onto Ricky. And you can see now the probe is going to be happening over to mid. Blitz dropping that mid to B smoke, but Valiants just can't find the timing. B site, it's free real estate onto Alistair. That's the bomb. That's not retrievable. There's Yorp. Alistair needs to go huge at this stage, but he misses the most important shot of all at the end of the day. It is going to be Gyro looking to challenge, and APOC shows how you do it with the AWP. It could have been a heroic play. You can't really give much at the end of the day. Alistair under pressure at that stage. Not an easy shot to land.
Pretty awkward timing as well. Awkward timing, awkward angle. Thank you. out in Narnia. Meets up with Ustillo. 11-9 for Avant. Blitz 5, Valiance 4, Sterling 4. Ustillo not even there. But clutches and clutch is not necessarily the same thing, you know? I feel like clutch in this regard is more sort of like having those impact multi-frags, not always winning 1vx's. But I think Ustillo's done a fair amount of both. But a lot of those top clutch players actually in this game, which is interesting to know.
As we go into the attack pause, though, firstly, just thank the stats guy.
Oh, thanks, text/stats guy.
Let's bring it up as we need it.
He's full of stats. He's full of memes.
Here's another one, right? Because I know Text Girl is on this at the moment, so White Girl Wasted, who did fill in. So, for Greyhound at one stage, what was her rating in the map or series that she filled in? That's another fun fact that we can bring up as we go into a serious gun round at this stage. Double AWP, that's coming out for order. So a bit of a change up in the pace as well for Avant.
Look, Kev, all I'm saying is you haven't won a Nats, bro. As Avant going straight in towards this B side. Put out that Molotov straight
and
away.
Valiance is going to be trying to duel in at close range. Does well to spray down 2 more members over here. Oh my goodness, he gets the 3rd before he's traded out as well. Has held on quite well, but Blitz is going to be collapsed on from 2 angles. There's pressure coming in from Jyra. Blitz has spotted this man out, and Blitz is just absolutely on form at this stage. We've been saying he's been in a bit of a shaky situation recently. Hasn't looked that sublime, but this is kind of the old Blitz that we know and love. Alistair's going to try and pick up the pace, though. Sterling watching the doors. And Alistair looking to try to find the timing at the stage. Might be walking straight into the crosshairs, though. Avant, the pace changes. Valiance tries to step up valiantly, but it's just not enough.
I think Blitz has been pretty good this tournament, which is good to see. And if you look at Sterling, the man literally wins clutches on that B side, like post plants on the T side, like nobody's business, AK or AWP. If he's playing around that heat position or repositioning all over the place, he just wins so many, so consistently, hits every shot. Saw him and Hugh convert a 2-on-4 that didn't even look like they had any business winning. I think that was against Chiefs the other day. Now Order back on another save. Avant really doing the good work on this T side. Absolutely ridiculous.
Haz is definitely doing quite well, just locking down this anti-eco for now. But Alistair's managed to swindle himself into a nice little position. Has missed the timing, however. Valiance, just too low HP. At the very least, might be able to pick off a AK from Humongous. And Alistair actually getting this knife kill is pretty big for the economy. Yeah. He's able to get the AWP in the next round quite comfortably. And they are looking to, I guess, just try to grab a couple more weapons here for Order. But Avant, 13-9 at this stage.
They're looking pretty strong. I have to say both teams have looked significantly better on that T side. CT side's looking a little bit shaky. Order running out of room in this game. We'll be able to buy up in the next, but they're going to have to start putting rounds on the board sooner rather than later, and they're going to have to do so consistently because Avant's built up that T side cash. Shadow advantage for Alistair. Means that even though he's armorless, does close out that kill pretty easily. Avant survived with 3 alive. Now Order into a critical buy round.
There you go, see? But still won a Nats. We've never won a Nats, so.
Sure.
Yeah. Such a long time ago, at that stage, 2019, where they did face off back in Sydney. I think it was in October last year. So
We were there, Kev. You should know this, mate.
I don't think I was there.
Oh, that's right, you weren't there.
That was somebody. I don't know exactly who it was that was there.
True.
Yeah. But
Miscellaneous Asian person.
Yeah. I think it was my brother Gavin, actually, at the end of the day that was running it. Look, Order, though, another tactical pause. And as you said earlier, it is a bit of a critical round at this stage.
I mean, it's going to have to be a streak of critical rounds. Don't even say it. Don't even say it, mate. Critical round. It's good terminology. Wonder who coined that one.
I wonder who coined that one and who made so much fun of it. Out fast into the B site, and Valiance is just going to be caught. He's not even on the site, but he calibrates his aim quite well. Where's the smoke onto the doors? There's no smoke. They're just trying to find it. Oh my goodness, AVANT, they had the site, but no one dropped any utility, and Hazard's just kind of left all in his own order.
They've been gifted
Dead
that
to
one.
Rights did not have that B site control on AVANT. They just can't hit any shots. They don't drop any utility. I say can't hit any shots. Okay, they hit one shot on Valiance. You did 12 damage. Congratulations.
Oh, they hit 2 on Ricky.
But that is not the round you want to be having as AVANT. That was the correct read. Just one thing goes wrong, and it just falls apart. Valiant's definitely stepping up towards this late stage of this game.
Yeah, it's been clutch, man. Between him and Usillo, so many clutches and so many impact 3Ks. Just lovely to see. They're both in great form.
Important rounds for Order to take as well, considering that if you're keeping 5 alive.
Building up that money. AVANT. Still a little bit of cash in the bank, but starting to run out of steam here. They need to actually try to get 1 or 2 of these rounds on the board towards this stage, at least in the next 2, because if they're not, they're letting Order even up that round disparity and start to push for the end of the game. With a strong economy to boot, that's a scary place to be. AVANT running this 1-3-1 now. Taking that catwalk control sooner rather than later. Oh. 3 players over towards this B side of the map for Order. Very much set up for a mid to B split, putting a lot of faith in Jyra to hold down that long area. But now Usillo just going to apply some utility pressure to short and then go back towards that long side of the map. Retake in from AVANT. They take that short control. A minute on the clock. They've got the map control they set out for. They've kept tabs on the extremities, making sure no one's pushed behind. What's the play? What's the call? Plenty of utility. Can basically do whatever they want.
45 seconds. Let's see where these smokes are going to go. Flashbang in the mid just to allow Valiance to clear it for now. Out comes the double smoke to mid. A bit of an interesting throw here as they are going to just blanket off both sides of mid to keep Valiance as well as Alistair very interested. It is actually going to be a B side hit. The flashbang is going to be pushing Ricky off in the meantime. Molotov's going to force him out to fight. He's trying to find the timing at the stage. He can't find it, but Sterling lines it up through his own teammate. And Alistair, they're not going to expect him here, but the shots are going to land for AVANT this time around over on the B side. The plant is going to go forward. Order have to save both members on the A side, just not close enough.
What a world of difference it is when AVANT take that map control first, sow some seeds of doubt in Order's mind and land a few of those shots rather than coming into the site a little bit sloppy. Much more one-sided looking round for them. But it does have impact that they weren't able to secure any of the kills in that previous gun round, because you're looking at Order's money. It's still pretty good. They still have some semblance of loss bonus left over, Kev. Their money's not cooked at any stage, at least for now. 14 to 10 for AVANT. Order still have cash, still have a bit of room to work with. Can't count them out yet.
Really just across the board, AVANT. Just able to just get the entries across this time. Nice little fake out towards mid as Blitz able to get the better of Valiance, which is also important, I feel like, for taking that B site. Valiance, how many rounds has he had those multi-frags just so far? Oh, Sterling returns the favor. He goes, oh yeah, I think I saw Alistair do this. Let me try this.
Double ult for Order. Flashed off the line is Ricky. Has to fall back towards that car line. Feel like at this point it's got to be him to have a big multi-frag, or Alistair has to try to make something happen.
Well,
Okay.
Sterling just runs in, gets out alive. The car is going to be mollied off, and Ricky has a smoke to use at the very least. But Sterling gets the better of Alistair. Ricky's going to try and dance around, try to stay alive for now. Blitz, I don't know if he has heard or spotted maybe Estillo crossing out. But the fact is, he's just allowed Estillo to get into lower dark.
Valiance has a flash to support Ricky, the timing of which could make a bit of an impact on this round, but now you're starting to see AVANT In answer to your question, Blitzers completely walked past you, Silo in lower dark. I think AVANT are going to check their corners. Ricky finds Sterling over on towards that side of the map.
They're bombarding in at this stage, but Astillo's just gone out a little bit too far. He's definitely heard that, I feel like, but he's so scared there's someone at mid.
I don't think he has heard it. You see Order very much sitting on that A side of the map until you hear that smoke go down on doors. Now the flank in from Ustillo. All against Hugh, going to be very critical, and Hugh wins it. Too many shots to the body for Ustillo, doesn't connect to the head, and now Order have to attempt to retake through this utility. The door smoke established for AVANT.
But they're not just set up in the right positions for now. So HE Grenade's going to land onto APOC. Nice little one, so just bring him down to headshot territory. He's going to tank a little bit further damage. Valiant's going to be trying to push forward, not going to work out. And Ricky, you can see that Blitz wanted to go for the hunt, but can't really jump up in time. Ricky going to be staying alive and trying to duel his way out, but Humongous not even allowing that AWP to be carried forward at the end of the day. That is 15 to 10. That's a couple of match points for AVANT to work with. Nice solid start to their map pick.
I think they've just been light years better on this T side than the CT side, Kev. It's night and day, really, for AVANT. Such a solid T side. Order, take attack pause. Their money's a little awkward. They've got 2 players sitting just below 4K.
9 rounds to 1, man.
Yeah.
And that 1 round was because they missed a smoke at B doors.
Yep.
Just utter domination.
Yep.
You reckon MP7 will win this?
I don't think Order's going to have to go for that. I think they've got cash to be able to drop over a few rifles. So we had a couple of players sitting around 7K. The utility is going to be more of the issue. A couple of players lacking quite a bit of util.
Guess outside of that.
In particular, the flashes. 2 flashes across the entire CT team. Really going to have to be hitting some shots. Can't be relying on those counter flashes to create space. Looks like AVANT going to go for a long take. That's the kind of shot we need to see from Alistair. Takes a key player out of the equation for AVANT. Now AVANT go for that late long take with the smoke on corner. In a 4-on-5.
Bit harder to contest as well, this AWP in the long angle. So Gyra's actually the one that's posted his hand up and gone, I want to try my hand at double AWPing now. Alistair low, Gyra high.
2 AWPs on these angles. Push up mid from Ustillo. Not overcommitting. But as he hears Blitz running in towards long doors and here's the grenades all firing off, he's going to start going for the push, going for the flank. 2 AWPs on this site here for Order.
Oh, but that's a shot and a half coming out from APOC! What a flick through the edge of the smoke. But Alistair still on the side, still flicking away as Humongous trying to close the gap at this stage. Nice little flick onto Alistair. This is a round of flicks back and forth.
And he's going to punch in the code, planting safe behind the double stack. You do see Order starting to attempt the retake through short.
They're going to be coming out together at the same time. It's all down to timing right now. Humongous. Oh, he can't get the spray transfer at the end of the day. That was definitely an exciting round. But Astillo, plenty of time to get the defuse. 1 AWP going to be retained over as well. That's some crisp shots coming out from APOC as well as Alistair.
You have to say, though, Kev, Alistair finds that key peak in the AWP on AWP duel right from the start of the round, and it still looks that close. Half of that down to APOC just hitting some absolutely absurd shots. And Order, this is the problem with coming back on the CT side. They've got a bunch of players all sitting just below 4K. That's not where you want to be. CT side Dust2, you want those double AWPs like Order had in the last round. You want a strong amount of utility. You see them, they get all of these M4s. Little utility, 1 Famous, and all not nearly as strong as a buy as they had in the previous. And this is where AVANT, they're just going to pick up the pace, go straight out mid, mix things up. And there's very few players here for Order.
Yep, the smoke though needs to go on the cross. Oh, Ricky's in a world of hurt at this stage. You just can't contest this. You have to get so many good shots out. Costello, he's going to try and pop flash himself through. But he's been covered off, and Ricky now stuck at car means that Haz is going to be on absolute 10. That's some crisp play right now. And Humongous also going to just identify with the last 2 players from Order going to be coming forward. And Gyra, 1 on 3, no utility to retake through upper dark. I reckon this is all it. AVANT going to be going up 1-0 in the series so far. Heading on to Nuke as the next battleground. Smoke going to be covering off and just delaying the demise of Gyra. He's going to try his best, and it's going to be Hazard to close things off. 16 to 11. Great T-side coming out